All right, so that'll conclude our show today. So we're saying farewell today to the viewers. This is our goodbye show. We're going on a break because watching wrestling is one thing, but doing a podcast and preparing it and editing it. So I'm taking a break. I'm taking some time off. Also, it's monetary, man. This is time consuming, and at this point, it doesn't make money. So I need to spend some time making money, man, because everyone here in America is freaking broke. Things are going to shit. So if we have extra time, we need to be making money because we need to save up money because we don't know what the hell's going to happen. So, yeah, if I ever have, like, no money problems and I don't have to think about money, I would literally just sit here and stream wrestling all day and just talk about wrestling. I swear to God. This is what I would do. This is so easy and cool to me, you know. But I can't. It's different, though, when you have a job and you get off your job and you're tired already. You know what I mean? So, but we've had a good time with it. I think we put in a good run. We have a lot of content out there. We have 2 full series. I'll put links to them in the description. The WCW after Hogan turned heel in 1996. We've done a whole series all the way up till October from Bash at the Beach. And then WWF too. We did that same period after SummerSlam all the way till October. So we have some nice playlists. And also, in addition, we've reviewed all of 2023 and 2024 here. And we're going to continue to do our blog posts. So on our YouTube Communities tab, I'll show you how to do that. I think on the phone it's called Community, but on the computer it just says Posts. On the computer, it's the Post tab. On the phone, it says Community for some reason. I don't know why it's different on each one. But yeah. You can go to our YouTube page and go to the Post tab, and we have reviews, our blog post reviews. So if we're not going to be here, I'm going to review stuff like this, and you could review any show, like this is Dynamite, for example, and click the link provided, and you could go down to see what we thought of every angle, and if Vlad won't be doing AEW anymore, but, you know, we'll see. I'll be doing it, and you can see all the angles and what I thought of it. So that'll be available to you. Other than that, it's not goodbye. It's see you later, right? Because hopefully we'll do this someday again, you know. If I die, then yeah, we won't do it again because I'll be dead. But it's always a possibility. You never know.
This guy was dying all the time. Man.
Talk about death so much, man.
It's possible, man. It's possible. I do think about it a lot, man. You could get hit by a freaking someone. Like you ever be walking down the street and just think like, damn, what if that driver just falls asleep and just rams into me?
You watch too much Final Destination.
Oh my God, I can't wait for the next Final Destination. Okay. But with that being said, yes, the Malapert Smark Podcast is on indefinite hiatus. So I would like to thank Vlad and Robert for being on the show with me these past few years and months. And I guess I'll just put like some time on the clock, maybe like 5 minutes. Anything anybody wants to say as we say goodbye to this chapter of wrestling. And when we come back, we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe John Cena will still be champion, or maybe he will have lost the championship, or maybe he left with the title and he's the last real champion. But okay, anything anybody wants to say about anything, it's up to you. This is your last chance. What do you think, Vlad?
No, I mean
the last 5 minutes of the show.
No, I mean it's fun to talk about wrestling. It's fun to analyze it and discuss it. But I think it's a good time to take a break just because post WrestleMania, I want to focus on other stuff that's going on with personally and professionally, and it's a lot of time to spend to first watch it, analyze it, discuss it. I mean, I know you basically do all the stuff to get the podcast going, but as far as just watching the shows,
but really it's a lot of shows. It's a lot of shit, man. Like that's a criticism of wrestling in general. They oversaturate us with like, Robert, come on, like how many fucking shows are there?
Yeah, no,
that's a fact.
It's too much.
And you kind of do have to follow all of them to kind of know what's going on. You know what I mean? Especially
you do.
So I don't know. That is a criticism of wrestling. It's hard to get people into wrestling who don't watch wrestling. You know what I mean? It's hard to convince them because it's
and there's no breaks. It just goes on and on. It's like it's the show. It's not like oh, this is a season, and then they'll be back in a couple of months, or they'll be back in a year. No, they're back they're back every week, and then there's multiple
Well, this is an
shows.
issue. Like cosmically, okay, this is an interesting conversation because if you were to be like a higher up at a wrestling company, like say AEW or TNA, and you're really trying to get people interested in this show, but wrestling as the way it is, the way it stands, is kind of not good content. Like most of it kind of fucking sucks. You know what I mean? There's very little story. There's a lot of fluff, a lot of matches. Like you can't really talk to a serious person and recommend them to watch this shit. You know what I mean? Am I, you know what I'm saying or no? Am I kind of like, how would you change it in a big way to kind of get more people interested in it? Or is there a way, or is wrestling just what it is? You either like this or you don't. It's just a match. Someone's going to interfere. Someone's going to get on the apron. You know what it is, and that's what it is. You either like it or you don't, I guess.
I think it's what you just said. You either have to like it or you don't. There's not much really they can do to change wrestling at this point. It kind of is what it is. I mean, they can come up with some hot stuff or some whatever creative wrestling, but there's not much else they could do.
The way it's presented, it's pretty bad. I don't know. Maybe a better highlights show, something that just kind of summarizes the story real quick for people who don't want to watch 9 hours of WWE a week. You know what I mean? Like that's too much. That's impossible for people.
Well, I think it just continues. I think that's my biggest issue right now with it. I mean, it was not a problem when I was a kid, but when you're a kid, you don't think about these things and you don't really care about the stuff. You actually want to watch it, but right now, it's just like it's too much, and it's every week, and I can't. I don't think I can do it much longer.
All right, let's get some thoughts from Robert. Robert, cosmically, your cosmic thoughts on wrestling, please.
All right, that felt kind of like a loaded question, but all right. So, as far as the state of wrestling and how it can change, it's difficult because the storytelling in wrestling, it always has to fit within the framework of setting up angles that, the resolution happens in the ring, right? That's what it boils down to. Like, we're setting up an angle, building pay-per-views, and we get resolutions that happen in matches. So it always has to fit in that framework one way or another, because that's just how wrestling works. So it's difficult to say how to change wrestling and how to improve the state of wrestling. But I want to go back to, because this is supposed to be a farewell. I want to pivot back to that. I only have 20 seconds.
Sure. Take as much time as you need. Don't worry.
I just wanted to say, this was a great run. It was fun because, when I was first asked to, join on this podcast, like, I figured, okay, well, it's something I already do with Kehan anyways. And when I see him, one of our primary topics that we talk about is wrestling anyways. So it's something we already do naturally. So jumping on a podcast and talking about it is kind of like an extension of what we already do, right? Except we're being recorded and it's a little bit more organized. So I never imagined I'd be in a podcast before I was invited to this. So it was a great experience. And it was great to hear like different perspectives on the state of wrestling and all the specific angles here and there. So yeah, it was good, and I don't know if how long the hiatus would be, or again, like what the message said, it is not goodbye, see you later. But if we do come back when that happens, I'll be looking forward to it again.
Nice.
Yeah. I definitely want to echo what Robert just said. It's been a great couple of years talking wrestling. I actually sometimes used it as a kind of a therapy or decompressing session, like forgetting about stuff in life and just focusing on that. Actually, it's it has a calming effect. Now I know sometimes for Kehan, sometimes it's a stressful situation because he has to put the whole thing together. That's a different story. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, just when we're on camera and we're getting to talk about this stuff, it's kind of cool, and I've enjoyed it, and I've used it as kind of a therapeutic situation when we're doing this thing. You know, it kind of helps with anxiety and stuff like that, or some of the anxieties that I have. So I've enjoyed that aspect of things. So I do appreciate Keon actually putting this whole show together, having that idea and the wherewithal to put it all together. So yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is, thank you, Keon.
Thank you, Keon.
Well, this part, yeah, the producing of it and fucking cutting it up is annoying. But this part where we talk, that's like the easiest part. Like we kill 2 hours so fucking easy. You know what I mean? We could probably go even longer, but we just don't have time. You know what I mean? But we never have like trouble killing time for wrestling. Plus, there's so much wrestling to talk. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right. So with that being said, I think through 2 years of our show, we've had about 200,000 YouTube views, and that's not including other platforms. I guess I posted some stuff on social medias. So just 200,000 from YouTube, which isn't a lot, really, compared to other channels. But to me, if you divide that up by how many days there are in 2 years, it's about 300 views a day. Can you believe that? 300 people somehow might have clicked on us in a day. And to me, I mean, I think we just made ourselves famous. You two, Hall of Famers, obviously, and me, a legend.
Yes.
I'm the Malapert Smark. Bon voyage, motherfuckers. Yeah, that's how we're saying goodbye, I guess.
That's a perfect ending to the show.
All right, we'll see you when we see you. All right, then. Have fun watching the wrestling. Go to our blog post if you want reviews. Other than that, we'll see you when we see you. Have a good one.
Turn on the lights, feel the beat. Wrestling tales can't be beat. Join the crew, take your seat. Welcome to the Wrestle Heat. Malapert Smark, time to fly. Stories don't catch your eye. Talking champs till we die. The Smarks always high. Fights and myths, so we say. Heroes rise till and sway. In the ring, night and day. Wrestling talk, come and stay. Malapert Smark, time to fly. Stories don't catch your eye. Talking champs till we die. The Smarks always high. Crash and cheer. All the news you wanna hear. Belt and fame always near. With the crew, have no fear. Malapert Smark, time to fly. Stories don't catch your eye. Talking champs till we die. The Smarks always high. Don't catch your eye. Talking champs till we die. With the Smarks always high.